Hi everyone, my name is Kurtis Poettcker. I am the CTO of AbaData, and I'm here today to talk about our product that we call FieldOps. FieldOps is a tool that, when combined with our AbaData mapping system, allows field-level users to capture their day-to-day tasks and visualize it on our AbaData mapping system. Tasks in the field are collected using our mobile applications and then visualized on our AbaData mapping system, either by the people that capture the data or by their supervisors and within the organizations. I'm going to start here today with going through the desktop application. So this is the AbaData map side of FieldOps, and then we'll dive into the mobile component later. FieldOps sits inside of AbaData, so you use the same credentials that you use to log in. Usernames and passwords are exactly the same. When you log in, you will see this bar at the bottom indicating that you have FieldOps management. This bar can be clicked on to go full screen, or you can always just drag it up and down as needed to take up as much of the screen as you want it to. Right off the hop, when you first open the management portal, you will see a dashboard indicating how you're doing as a company across all of your different tasks. So I can see here that we're currently sitting at 28% complete, 18% overdue, et cetera, et cetera. If I wanted breakdowns on each module, I can go a little bit further down and I can see, for instance, cathodic protection. It looks like we have 7 that are currently overdue for a reading. If you want detailed information on exactly which wells or Prescos or tanks those are, you can click on any of these sections of these donut graphs and find that information. So if I was looking for my overdue tanks, I could click on the overdue section of the tanks, and then I'm taken to a list where I can visualize all of those overdue inspections on a list. You're also able to display all of this on a map. So if I click display on map, now I see all of those tanks displayed on the AbaData map, and I can zoom in and start investigating what's happening with those overdue inspections. Inside of the list view, you're also able to access the historical inspections. So if I were to open this particular tank, I can see all of the times it was inspected, and I can see all of those inspections. I can open them up. If I wanted to have a look at how the inspection was completed, in this case, this is an out of service one, so I can see that, but I also have access to visualize a picture that was taken during the inspection as well. On all of those inventories, there you will also find an attachments, which gives you access to a slideshow of all the photos that have been taken on that particular site. So as I click through, you can see that the visualizations on that tank will change depending on when the pictures were taken, and that's how the slideshow works. You're also able to access either this particular location on the map just by clicking. It'll take you right there, or you can click in and open the well card, which will give you the information about the well that particular tank is sitting on. Just like you would be if you were to double click on the map, it would give you the same information. With the right permissions, you're also able to make edits to those inventories. So if I wanted to make a change to this tank, I could come in here and I could change its schedule, for instance, take it off schedule if it is actually shut in. You can add inventory details. So if you wanted to track the volume or the manufacturer, or perhaps add a strapping table, that type of information can all be added from the management view. And finally, you're also able to delete these if you didn't want them to be on record at all as well. All the modules really work the same way. There's no difference. You just click through and you're able to access the information about them. These tables are all purely dynamic. So if you wanted to drag them around, you can drag columns around. You can add sorting to any, or filtering, sorry, to any of these. So if I just wanted to focus on a particular run, I can do that. And then of course you can always clear your filters to get access to everything as well. A few other things that are available inside FieldOps. There's a very robust reporting system. So if I click into reports, I get access to a screen that allows me to pull reports on all different types of scenarios inside of the FieldOps tool. So you can see we have a bunch of different report templates that are available. I can create my own templates and save them as well for easy access. So if I wanted to pull a report on perhaps inventories with no matching pipelines, I could pull that up. It gives me all of my criteria that I need for that report, which I would then fill out and pull the report as needed. There's a usage section. So in the usage, I can see of all of the users under my account, who is creating what types of inspections and how many of those inspections. And I can change the date ranges as well if I wanted to see how active they've been within a certain period of time. There's a configuration. In here, you can set up your hierarchies. So if you wanted to take a look at your Athabasca area, you can see there's 3 runs under there. You can click and drag them around. So if I said, oh, I'm going to move the Big Bend Southwest run into Countess, I can just click and drag it, release it, and it would be part of that particular run from then on. There's also the ability to assign and create vendors and vendor users. Now, the purpose of vendors is really to set up third-party access to your field tasks. So if you had a vendor that was perhaps spraying weeds for you, you could set them up, assign the wells that you wanted them to spray. When they log into the app using credentials that you established for them, they only see what's assigned to them. So it's a bit of a unique feature that way, where you're able to control access to your FieldOps environment to third-party vendors. There's a deficiency tracking system. So all of the forms inside of FieldOps have the ability to have a non-compliant answer assigned to a question. Those non-compliant answers can generate deficiencies. Deficiencies can be tasked out as tasks or work orders is another word for it. And you can track all of that through the deficiency tracker. So I can see here that I have one well site that's currently deficient. If I click, it tells me that the one issue was the gates in good condition, closed and locked. So I know that there's some type of issue on the gates in that particular well site. I could then assign that out as a task. There's the ability to add and create ad hoc forms. So if you wanted to do near miss reports or safety hazard identification forms, you can enter those all as ad hocs rather than scheduled inspection forms. And this is where you would go to visualize those. There's working alone module. So if you wanted to have your staff check in on a regular basis using the app, you're able to do that. And then when they're doing that, you can visualize them on the map as well. So if I wanted to see where my current staff is located, I can just click visualize on map, and now I can see them displayed on the AbaData map below. You can actually go in and look at their individual shifts as well, and you can have a look at where they were at any given point in time. So a lot of functionality available there. Tasks, these are all of those deficiencies that can be assigned, and then tasks can be closed out. When a task is closed out, a compliant inspection is entered after the fact, closing out the entire loop of the process. And finally, the last part of the FieldOps desktop is our AI assistant, which allows you to now ask questions about the data that's being collected in FieldOps, in combination with all of the data that is already housed in AbaData. So a couple of examples here, we can see how close to schedule is this pipeline being pigged. And you can see the answer that was displayed or that was given from the AI assistant to that particular question. What hierarchy has the best record for completing inspections on time? It will go through and it will give you those answers to those questions as you drill in more and more and get deeper and deeper into that analysis. That pretty much does it for the desktop component of FieldOps. We'll move on to the mobile component next. Here we are on a mobile device. In this case, I'm using an iPhone. And you'll see in the middle of my screen is an icon. Our FieldOps application or mobile application is custom built for each of our customers. So if you subscribe to FieldOps, you get to pick the logo, the name of the app, and you're in charge of distribution of that application across iOS and Android. Access the app, you just simply touch on it. It will open up. In this case, we're looking at Tranquility Resources, which is a demo account that we've created inside of our organization. When I first open the app, I have the ability here to look at all of the different modules and see of all the status or all the inventory that is on my device, what is its current status? So I can see here I've got well sites. There's 180 of them in total. If I expand that, I can see there are 16 that are pending, 115 that are complete, and 49 that are in the overdue status. If I want details on any of those, I can touch on them. So maybe I want to capture those ones that are currently pending. It will take me to a list of those assets. So I can see here all of those pending annual well site inspections, as well as the distance they are from my current location. So in that top one there is about 180 kilometers away. And as I go further down the list, the inventory gets further away from my location. To complete an inspection, I touch on it. It will open up a tab about that piece of inventory. I can see the last 3 inspections that were completed and who completed them. I can click on the Create Inspection button. It opens a form. All forms within FieldOps can be totally customized by the user. We have a very robust form builder app that we can expose to people inside of each organization. So you can make edits and build your own forms. Here I've got a simple well site inspection form. I'm asking some questions. All of the required fields are in red. As I answer them, they will turn gray to indicate that I've completed it. There's more information available on some of these questions. I can touch on the I, and I can look and see what instructions are specific to that particular question. Questions also have the idea of compliant or non-compliant. If I answer a question in a non-compliant manner, I hit no. It now forces me as a user to fill out a deficiency comment. So this question was asking, are the gates in good condition? I will just type in gates are bad. And now I've satisfied that deficiency requirement. You can see as you make your way down, several different questions are available. There's always the ability to have attachments. There are signature blocks that you can add onto forms. There are about 20 different types of cells that can be added onto forms. And when they're complete, you can hit the Save Inspection and it gets saved to your device. All of the operations that happen inside the FieldOps mobile app happen and stay on your device. So if I'm out in the field in an area where I don't have service, it's not a problem. I'm able to operate the entire application in an offline manner. Once I am back within service, I just need to hit that sync button at the very bottom. That will perform a sync, which will upload all of my saved inspections and download the new inventories back to my device. So it keeps me up to date without having to be connected all the time. There's also a map feature that's available in FieldOps, and it gives you a bit of a offline view of the AbaData Maps map. You can see there are pipelines, wells, and inventory. It navigates along with me. So if I was curious to head out to this site and I didn't know how to get there, I can touch on it, hit on the car button, and it'll give me turn-by-turn directions on how to get to that location. You can also perform inspections from the map. So if I touch on that, I'm back to that inventory detail screen where I can make edits as needed or create inspections. There's a management tab, so I can set up what areas I'm responsible for, as well as what modules I want to see. There are push notifications. So as a manager, perhaps I can send push notifications to all of my users and they would display in the notifications tab. And there's a more section where I can do things like change my password, log out, or perform syncing operations. Very quick run through, but high level again, that is the FieldOps mobile application. Again, I mentioned it before, but it's available on iOS and Android with Windows coming shortly. Thank you very much for your attention and have a good day.